Hi, it's Dan again with D&D Thorough Home Inspections, and in today's video we're going to talk a little bit about plumbing supply. Just the piping, the different types of pipe and tube used for your plumbing supply. Now, one of the most common types is copper. You've got copper K, copper L, and copper N. But in a lot of areas, they don't allow you to use copper M simply because that is the thinnest wall copper. So we'll always take a look and see if we find that. Sometimes you'll get lucky, you can still see the writing on the copper, and red writing signifies M. I believe it's green, that is K, that is the thickest wall, and then blue is L, which is, in between those two. Another type of supply piping is galvanized pipe, and that's typically just used as a supply coming into the house, and then it branches off into whatever other supply they decide to use. But the main defect associated with the galvanized pipe is a lot of the times the inside of that will corrode and could cause issues with the water pressure in the house. I had that same exact issue with the galvanized line, had it replaced, and then I had no more issues as far as water pressure goes. The next type of water supply piping is lead. Now, typically you don't see that anymore because it's so old. It was used basically back before the 1920s. And one of the easiest ways you can identify lead is by the bulge. It's also really soft and pliable. It bends real easy. So here's a picture of some lead pipe. The next two pipes I'm going to talk about are CPVC and PVC. CPVC stands for chlorinated polyvinyl chloride, and PVC stands for polyvinyl chloride. Now, the CPVC typically has an ivory color to it, and that's used for your hot water and your cold water, whereas your PVC is only allowed to be used for cold water. Though the two are also not interchangeable, so if you see two different colored plastic pipes together as far as the ivory and the white, that's technically wrong. Those are not made to be interchangeable. Another thing we'll look for as far as your PVC goes is on the water heater. That hot water side should not be PVC. PVC is only meant for cold water usage. The next type of plastic pipe I'll talk about is polybutylene. Now, this was known to leak between the 1970s and 1990s. So anytime we see this, we always write it up and recommend it be replaced. Sometimes it can be black, but a lot of the times it's gray, and you can see a manufacturer on there, Quest, Qest. That's kind of a dead giveaway that you've got polybutylene piping in the house. Again, the main reason that we recommend that be replaced is because between the 1970s and the 1990s, they were known to leak at the fittings. Now, the last type of pipe I'll talk about here is PEX, which is cross-linked polyethylene. And I'll show some pictures of PEX here real quick. You've either got clear, which is typically white, or you've got red and blue, which is for your hot and cold water. Now, PEX has been used since around the 1990s, and it's the more common choice as far as your branch circuits for your plumbing. Now, at the same time we're looking at all the branch and service piping, we're also looking for supports. For your copper piping, anything 1 inch and below, there should be a support about every 8 feet. For the copper piping, that's 1.25 inches and above, about every 10 feet. For your galvanized and brass piping, you want to see a support about every 10 feet for 1.25 inches and below, and then every 12 feet for 1.5 inches and above. As far as your plastic piping goes, you want to see a support about every 4 feet, no matter the size. And your PEX, because it's a little bit more flexible, you want to see a support about every 3 feet. Now, as far as your plastic piping goes, you don't want to see any metal supports on there. Yeah, any metal supports. You typically just want to see your plastic supports so that way it doesn't cut into that piping and create a leak down the road. So that's pretty much it for your plumbing piping. I hope you guys enjoyed this video or at least learned something from it, and hope you guys take the time to please like, share, and subscribe to these videos. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks, and have a great day.